My TROW price position is underwater right now, and today I had at least 3 reasonable choices for how to use options to improve it. I already have 488 shares and a covered call expiring in 2 months. All 3 choices looked good on the surface, but one best met my priority to reduce risk and strengthen the position. Let's walk through the numbers. Last Friday, my $95 cash secured put on TROW price expired out of the money. At the time, on Friday, February 20th, the contract expired with the share price at $95.38. Now the share price is $94.04. And I have several options in front of me, all of which would be perfectly fine trades. I could sell another cash secured put for income. If I look out to March 20th, a $95 put, which would be in the money, would bring me about $350. That's a really great return on $9,500 of capital in 21 days. It would be in the money by about $1, so $250 of the premium would be extrinsic value that would erode away between now and March 20th. I could also sell a cash secured put at the $90 strike and bring in between $135 and $155. And that's attractive because it's an out-of-the-money put, and assignment at $90 would be a pretty good deal. But when I go look at the dividend, there's an upcoming dividend of $1.30 a share. And the ex-dividend date is March 15th, which is 5 days before the option expiration. So if I'm hoping for assignment in order to capture the dividend, March 20th would not work for that. Another choice I have is to just buy 100 shares, or maybe even a little more than 100 shares, and sell a covered call with a strike price of $95. If I buy 100 shares, I'd spend $9,402. I would qualify for $130 in dividend income. I could get $180, probably a little more than $180 for the option contract. And if it goes in the money and the shares are called away, I would get about $100 of capital gains. So for lots of reasons, this seems like a pretty good use of that $9,400. So just to be super clear, let's put the hypothetical numbers on the spreadsheet and take a look at them. These numbers will be really close to the actual returns, but I'm going to use kind of round numbers just for simplicity. We saw that the cash secured put, the $95 put expiring March 20th, would bring me about $350. That's a 64.04% annualized return, and the $90 put would bring me about $140. So clearly there's a much higher rate of return with the $95 put, but remember it is in the money by $1, so only $250 is actual extrinsic value. So for the sake of comparison, I'm going to say the share price stays exactly where it is at $94 a share. What would happen on March 20th? With the first contract, if the share price stays at $94 a share, I would be assigned to buy 100 shares and I would pay $95 a share for them. If that happens, I would have received $350 and then spent $9,500 for my shares, being out of pocket $9,150. The division's easy. Dividing by 100, you just move the decimal point over 2 places, so my average price per share would be $91.50. And if I sell the $90 put and the share price stays at $94, then I will just make $140 or a 27.04% annualized return. Now, let's look at the other possibility. If I buy 100 shares and sell a $95 covered call. If I buy 100 shares today, I'll spend $9,400. I can sell a covered call expiring March 20th with a $95 strike price for $180. On March 15th, I'll qualify for a dividend of $1.30 a share for another $130. And if the share price ends up above $95, let's say $96, then I'll be assigned to sell my shares for $9,500. Let's sum those numbers. I would pay $9,400, receive $180 in options premium, $130 in dividend payment, and then sell the shares for $100 more than I paid for them. I would walk away with $410. Alternately, if the share price stayed right at 94, I would pay $9,400, receive $180, receive $130, and then I would still own the 100 shares. And my average cost per share would be $90.90. So these are three possible ways that I could work this trade. And I wouldn't say that one is much better than the other. Buying the shares and selling the $95 call does give me a pretty possible $410 profit at the end of this 3 weeks, but there is no guarantee. And if I go back and look at the position, I already have 488 shares and a $100 covered call expiring in April. So for that reason, I'm going to choose a cash secured put, and I'm going to choose a cash secured put that is out of the money. It spreads my risk out a little bit because I know that this call and my $90 put can't both go in the money at the same time. I'm already going to get plenty of dividend income from the 488 shares that I have. So after all that analysis, I'm just going to sell a cash secured put with a $90 strike price that expires after the ex-dividend date. And this will bring in a little bit of cash, and if the share price pulls back and I'm assigned at $90, it will improve my overall position by lowering my break even. I'll ask for $145, and if it doesn't fill, I'll lower my ask to about $140. And as often happens, just as I was about to edit my ask, it filled at $147. So I have sold a cash secured put with a strike price of $90 expiring on March 20th. My current adjusted cost per share is $98.73. So assignment to buy another 100 shares at $90 would be just fine with me. It would lower my average cost. I'm going to add one more quick point of clarification about why I favor the $90 strike. If it goes in the money and I am assigned to buy these shares, for example, if the share price drops to $89 by expiration, I would have received $140 and paid $9,000. So the effective cost of these 100 shares would be $8,860. Or just for these 100 shares, I'd be paying an average of $88.60. So I think it's unlikely to be assigned, but if I were assigned, it would improve the position. So it just makes sense. And this is usually my preferred position, to have both an out-of-the-money call and an out-of-the-money put. So I'm making a note to myself to seriously consider accepting assignment if this goes in the money.